Why did I reply to that message? That was the question Emily kept asking herself after everything was gone. Not just the money, the confidence, the trust, the feeling that she was careful enough to spot a scam before it reached her. Emily was 27. She lived in a small apartment in downtown Chicago, the kind of place where the rent went up every year, but the paycheck never seemed to follow. She wasn't careless. She wasn't greedy. She didn't believe in get-rich-quick tricks. She just wanted a better job, and that is what made the message so dangerous. Because it didn't arrive looking like a scam. It arrived looking like an opportunity. Every morning, Emily opened her laptop before breakfast. One tab for her email, one tab for LinkedIn, one tab for job applications, and one tab she hated looking at: her bank account. Rent was due in 6 days, her credit card payment was already late, and the job she had, customer support for a small company, barely covered the basics. So for 3 weeks, she applied everywhere: remote assistant, data entry coordinator, client support specialist, operations associate, anything that sounded stable. Most companies never replied. Some sent polite rejection emails, and some just disappeared. Then, on a Wednesday afternoon, while Emily was eating lunch at her desk, a notification appeared. "Hi, Emily. We reviewed your profile and believe you'd be a strong fit for a remote operations assistant position." She paused. The company name looked real. The logo looked professional. The message was polite, and the salary, $34 an hour, remote, full-time. Benefits after 30 days. Emily read it twice, then a third time. For the first time in weeks, she smiled. The recruiter's name was Sarah Mitchell. Her profile picture showed a woman in a blazer, smiling in front of a clean office background. The message said the company was expanding its remote team across the United States and Canada. Emily clicked the company page. It had employees, posts, a website, a careers page. Nothing looked strange. So she replied, "Hi, Sarah, thank you for reaching out. I'd love to learn more." Sarah replied within 4 minutes. That felt exciting, maybe too exciting. But Emily didn't think of it that way. When you've been ignored by 42 job applications, a fast reply feels like respect. Sarah sent a short job description. The role was simple: scheduling meetings, updating spreadsheets, responding to clients, processing documents. Nothing impossible. Then Sarah said, "The first interview is text-based. Our hiring manager is traveling today, so we'll complete the screening through Microsoft Teams." Emily hesitated. A text interview felt unusual. But remote hiring had changed a lot. Companies did Zoom, Teams, Slack, email. Sometimes everything felt weird now, so she joined the chat. The hiring manager introduced himself as David Chen. His messages were clean, professional, calm. He asked normal questions. "Tell us about your previous customer support experience. How comfortable are you with spreadsheets? Can you work independently from home?" Emily answered carefully. She didn't rush. She wanted this. After 20 minutes, David sent another message. "Excellent, your answers are aligned with what we're looking for." Emily sat up straight. Then came the sentence she had been waiting for. "We would like to offer you the position." She covered her mouth. Not because it was unbelievable, because she needed it to be true. David sent an offer letter. It had the company logo, her name, the salary, start date, HR contact, even a signature at the bottom. Emily downloaded it and stared at the screen. For the first time in months, her future looked a little less heavy. Then David mentioned equipment. The company would provide a laptop, monitor, printer, headset, security software, everything she needed. But there was one process. "Our finance department will issue a certified check for your home office setup. Once deposited, you'll purchase the approved equipment from our verified vendor." Emily read that line twice. It felt a little strange. Why wouldn't they just ship the laptop? So she asked, "Can the company send the equipment directly?" David replied quickly, "Normally, yes. But because this is a remote onboarding batch, finance issues funds directly to employees. It is faster and fully reimbursed." The answer sounded boring, and boring answers feel trustworthy. That was the trick. Scams don't always sound dramatic. Sometimes they sound like paperwork. The next morning, Emily received a check by email. David told her to print it, deposit it, through her banking app, and send confirmation. Emily had never deposited a check this way before, but the app accepted it, and within hours, her account showed the money, $4,850. She stared at the balance. It looked real. The number was there, in her bank, under her name. That was the moment her doubt got quiet. Because how could fake money appear inside a real banking app? David messaged, "Again. Great, please complete the equipment order today so everything arrives before training." Emily clicked the vendor link. The website looked simple, but professional. There were bundles, laptop package, office setup package, security package. David told her exactly which one to select. Total cost, $4,720. Emily's finger hovered over the payment button. Something in her stomach tightened. But then she looked at the offer letter again. She looked at her rent reminder. She looked at the money in her account, and she told herself the same thing. Victims tell themselves when the trap is almost closed, it's probably fine. Then she paid. For the next 2 days, everything seemed normal. David sent a training schedule. Sarah congratulated her again. Emily even told her younger sister, "I think I finally got something good." Her sister was happy for her. Emily was happy too. But on Friday morning, the vendor tracking link stopped working. At first, she thought the website was down. Then, David's team's profile disappeared. Then Sarah's LinkedIn page was gone. Emily refreshed the company website. It still existed. But the job wasn't there, Sarah wasn't listed, David wasn't listed, and the email address from the offer letter didn't match the company's real domain. One letter was different. Just one. The kind of detail you only notice after your heart already knows the truth. Emily opened her banking app. The check deposit was now reversed. Her balance dropped. Then it went negative. She called the bank. The woman on the phone was kind, but her words were not. "I'm sorry. The check was returned as fraudulent." Emily sat completely still. The money she spent was real. The check was not. The job was fake. The recruiter was fake. The vendor was fake. And the hope she had felt for 3 days had been designed by someone who never cared what happened to her after the money was gone. This is how the scam worked. The scammers didn't need Emily to be stupid. They needed her to be tired. They needed her to be hopeful. They needed her to believe that after weeks of rejection, someone had finally said yes. First, they used a real-looking company name, then a fake recruiter, then a professional interview, then an offer letter, then a fake check, then a fake vendor. And by the time Emily saw the red flags clearly, the money had already left her account. That is the part most people misunderstand about modern scams. The danger is not just the fake website, it is the emotional timing. A scam becomes powerful when it arrives exactly when you need it to be real. Emily eventually reported everything: the fake profiles, the emails, the vendor site, the check. But the hardest part wasn't the report. It was the shame. She kept thinking, how did I not see it? But the better question was, why did they know exactly what I wanted to believe? Because modern scammers don't just steal information. They study pressure, they study fear, they study hope, and they know that when a person is desperate for a door to open, they may ignore the sound of the lock clicking behind them. So remember this: a real job pays you. It does not ask you to pay first. A real company can wait while you verify. A scam will rush you before you think. And if an employer sends you money, then tells you to send it somewhere else, stop. Call the company directly. Use the official website, search the recruiter. Check the email domain. Ask someone you trust. Because the moment someone makes you afraid to slow down, that is the moment you need to stop. Emily didn't lose her money because she was foolish. She lost it because the scam looked like the answer to a problem she was already living with. And that is why the next message you receive may not look dangerous. It may look like relief.